Now, Brendan, it is only 6 weeks to Christmas. Yoga instructor Melissa Billington is here to help you relax before it all gets too much. Great to have you on the show, Melissa.
Yeah, good morning.
We're doing the one present per person again. Going to try again, Steve.
Good luck.
That's going to be less stress. You know, where you just choose one person
the grab bag.
from the family, a grab bag, and you have to spend $50 on them, and that's it. Sorry,
that's a good idea.
I digress. What are we doing today?
We're going to do Trikonasana, which is Sanskrit for 3 angles or triangle pose.
Okay.
But before we do that, we're going to warm up the hips and the shoulders.
Okay.
So we'll come sideways on the mat.
Okay.
With your right foot towards the camera, and bring your heels behind your toes so you have the outer edges of your feet squared and stretch.
It's almost like pigeony toe feeling, is it?
Yeah, it does feel that way because most people tend to stand with their toes out, so it can feel that.
Okay.
Yep. And so this looks quite funny, but it helps to open up your hips. So
we don't care. We'll do anything.
little rabbit paws. Let your hands hang.
Seems to come naturally.
Keep your feet strong and your knees strong. And then move your hips, so we're making big circles with the hips. If your knees bend, then the circles are in the knees. So we want to keep the knees strong. So not locking them, but lifting them up by engaging your thigh muscles up.
And what do the hand, what does this achieve?
It's just, it keeps your shoulders and your hands from getting tight. Because as you're moving your hips, people can tend to get tight there. If you can't find a way to do this comfortably, you can bring your hands onto your hips if you want to.
Oh no, I love them.
The other thing I find is that it gives your elbows are sort of a point to start to move your hips towards.
Oh, right.
So you can make that wider circle.
Yeah.
So if you think of your tailbone making a circle on the floor, and remember your breath, circling back into the ocean-sounding breath. Notice with your hips, you might find you can either look down or get a feeling sense of them if one is leading, if one tends to swivel forward more than the other. So normally we would do this for 3 minutes on each side to really open up and warm up the hips, but obviously we have constrained time here, so we're going to change the direction and keep it short. Heading around the other way. Keep your legs long, so lifting your thigh muscles up.
Oh, okay.
That's it. And keep stretching into the outer edges of your feet, so you have your inner arches engaged. That's it. Shoulders relaxed.
So the weight goes on the legs as well.
Say it again?
The weight goes onto the leg as you...
Onto your... when you're shifting?
Yeah.
Yeah, you will feel your balance shift onto each foot. Yep.
Feels quite good.
You're a natural, Sarah.
It starts to feel like you're carving out space within your hip joints. All right, so we're going to take one more circle around. And then release your arms down and bring your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers, move your palms and your elbows and your inner shoulders towards each other. Inhale and bring your arms up. And then exhale and bring them down. So just take a few slow movements, opening through your chest, through your shoulders. Inhale up, exhale down. So Trikonasana, triangle pose, I think of a tricky pose. So there's lots going on in it, and we don't have as much time here to really warm up the body. So if you're working at home with us, then be mindful of where you can go in your body. And release the arms down and turn your right toes towards the front and your left heel towards the back right corner of your mat. So if you can work on one line, your front foot and your back arch on one line, work with that. Otherwise, you can take a wider stance. Good, and then angle your back heel a little bit more.
That way.
Great.
And do we have a stiff knee? Or
no, we're going to bend the knee first and then come into it. So as you bend your knee, look down, see your big toe inside your kneecap. So you know you're opening your knee out over the middle of your toes. And let your right hand come down inside your thigh, just so you can feel where the knee is. As you draw your low belly in and up, feel your tailbone drop down as you do that. And then look back at your left leg and reach into the outer edge of your foot. And you can use your hand if you want to open your inner thigh, open your inner knee out over that angle of your foot. So notice if your right knee is followed, so checking that your knee is still out over the middle of your foot. And as you look down at it, push the floor away with your right foot and draw your thigh muscle up. So if you think of drawing on really tight trousers, so you're pulling your leg muscles in and up. Not locking your knee, not pushing it back, and not bending it, but lifting it up, feeling it roll out and open.
So it's not
so
locked,
both
but
legs
it's sort of
are
straight,
long.
but not
exactly.
locked.
Yep. And then lifting up through your spine, let your arms come up. So if you've done triangle pose before, this is probably going to be pretty slow and different from what you've done. So lifting up through your belly, inhale, and then exhale and reach out over your leg. Just come to the point like you're reaching out over a countertop for something tasty. So you come to the point where you feel that inner thigh stretch, and you can breathe. When you get there, just release your arm. Let everything else stay as it is. Just release your hand inside. There you go. And then inhale and lengthen up through the whole left side of your body, from the outer edge of your foot all the way through your underarm. And then you'll find that your right hand might come down a little bit lower. So you're doing breath by breath, inhaling long through the left side. So if you bring your hand just inside and turn your palm out so you're not relying on it. There you go, good. And reaching up towards me, good. Good, keep stretching into the outer edge of your back foot. Breathing, good. Lengthening up, turn your palm to face towards me and let your ribs open. You can look at the floor if you want more balance. So we're coming out of this, bend your right knee, fold your left hand down.
You should keep going.
And push off with your
Now,
left
coming
foot.
up, he was there for all the great sporting moments. We'll meet super snapper Peter Bush, and chocolate goes with everything, right? Tamara Jane proves it's true right after this.